Hello and welcome to Kim's Cozy Corner. Y'all, we are finally going to plant something outside. Yes, I said outside in February in Southwest Ohio. Y'all, it's too early to plant outside. But when you got one of these Vego Garden greenhouse covers, you can start planting outside just a little early. Hi everyone, my name is Kim and I lived in Southwest Ohio. I am in the process of attempting to start outdoors earlier than I've ever started outdoors before. My last frost date isn't until the end of April. I said the end of April, but there are things that you can grow before the end of April, right? We have cool season crops that really do like a light frost, right? They like some frost. They can handle some cold weather. Now, it was -20 below with the wind chill, and the regular temperature was like -10. So they don't like that kind of weather. That's taking it a little bit too far. But we are in mid-February, and my hopes are that we are beyond that kind of unusual weather for where I live in the country. Typically, I can get outside in my regular raised beds by early April, late March, early April, typically. And so I am about 4 weeks early, and I'm hoping this Vego Garden greenhouse cover is going to allow me to get outside a little early. Now, y'all, I'm not planting peppers or tomatoes or anything like that. Now, warm season crops can't handle this. I'm talking cool season crops. And I've been hardening off a tray of cool season crops to experiment with a little bit over here. Now, this bed has been completely covered and dry for months. So we're going to have to amend the soil. We're going to have to water and do some other things. But we are going to start planting a few things. So I have been hardening off a few onion. And these are Walla Walla onion. And there's a picture of what a Walla Walla looks like. So we got onion. What is this onion? Sweet Spanish as well. So Walla Walla and about 10 sweet Spanish onion that we started indoors in the indoor grow space. And then I got some Utah. Oh, that's some more Utah. And the only reason I'm putting these out here, y'all, there's only like 10 that came up in here. And it's not enough to keep nursing inside. So I gave that space up to something else. But I'm not going to 100% give up on these onions. So we're going to put them in this bed. I also have some purple magic broccoli. And here's a picture of the purple magic broccoli. And y'all, I got a ton of different types of broccoli this year. Purple magic is just one of the many different varieties that I have. So we're going to put some of that in here. I'm also going to put in some early white cauliflower. Here's a picture of it. Early white cauliflower is only like 45 days, if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, to harvest, but it's super fast. That's the key, super fast. Again, cool season crops, y'all. We're going to be okay. And then I have several different types of cabbage. I have a Bilko. Here's a picture of Bilko, which is a type of Napa cabbage. I also have Korean Napa cabbage. These are big barrel heads, y'all, so these are going to need some time to really grow. I have some early Jersey. So with early Jersey, it'll come in before those great big old Napa heads of cabbage. And then I have a couple of Stonehead. So we're going to plant 2, 4, 6, 8 different types of cabbage, 4 different types of cauliflower, 6 broccoli, and I never grow enough broccoli to last a full year. So when I get to this time of year, y'all, I am like begging for some broccoli. So we got some broccoli going right here. We're going to do 6 of those, and then whatever onion we can put in this bed. So that's the plan for today. Now, if you look in this bed here, you can see where it left off. I bet you anything, y'all, if I had watered this bed back in the fall, which I didn't do, but if I had, I might have been able to save a few of those plants. But this is the space we're working in. I don't forgot the size of this bed, but if I can figure it out, I'll put it up so you can see it. But this is the space we're working in. I know that it's 3.5 feet wide. So that's gonna be 4 rows for us, y'all, the way I'm looking at it. So we're gonna go 4 rows front to back and probably 6 rows across the front. But it has the greenhouse cover. This is the greenhouse cover right here. But the greenhouse cover with it down will trap in some additional heat and keep it warm at night that's when it gets really chilly around here. And it's not going to snow in the bed. It hasn't snowed at all in this bed, and I had 20 inches of snow out here 3 weeks ago. I opened it in the front and the back just so I can get in here and get everything planted, but I plan on keeping it all down. And it has vents on the side. I'll probably pull that down as well because there's really no need for it. But we're going to see, y'all, if we can push the limits of growing cool season crops in Southwest Ohio. And this is zone 6B for those who need to know. I'm going to be using Garden Tone, which is that bag right there. So we'll be using Garden Tone to fertilize this bed, and I will also be using Mykos. I use Mykos with all of my transplants. So let me get my little tools, let me get set up and start cleaning this bed out and figuring out where I want to plant everything. Okay, y'all, we are over here, and the first thing we need to do, y'all, is clean this bed up. But to clean this bed up, y'all, that doesn't mean take this up and throw it away. That's not what I mean when I say clean this bed up. We're not going to throw this away, y'all. We're going to just leave it right here, and we're going to let it compost in place. But I need to make sure that it's out of the way of what I'm getting ready to plant. So we're going to kind of just mix it in. That sounds like a plan. Just kind of mix it in. What was this anyway? I think these were greens over here from last year. And the soil is probably froze underneath here, y'all. That's how cold it's been. But we are in, I don't know, day 3, 4, 5 or something like that of well above freezing. I have my coat on, y'all, but it's like 50 degrees today, y'all, which is a heat wave. I should have shorts on and be enjoying the sun here. Have my flip-flops on out here at 50 degrees. It's been so cold. But we are good to go. You see how I'm just loosening up this top layer of soil? Again, y'all, I guarantee you, well, no, it's not. I don't know. It's a little toasty down below, Garrett. I don't know. It might be too cold to put these out here, but y'all, we're going to try. That's the key. We are going to try. And I got so many plants coming in, y'all. There's no great loss if it doesn't work. All right. I got the soil fixed in the front here where I'm going to be working first. And then we will worry about the backside a little later. We're going to start on the front here. Now this bed, y'all, is already full of happy frog. It doesn't need to be topped off or anything like that. I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle fertilizer across all of these spots. I'm going to use my little claw, mix it in just a little bit. And my goal is to work on the first 2 rows. And then we'll go to the back side and work on the back 2 rows. I hope this works. I hope I can be out here in my garden, y'all, before, spring really gets here, growing some delicious food. I don't want to have to go to the grocery store and buy a head of cabbage. I want to grow that head of cabbage. All right, in the very front here, I'm going to put the onion right along the front here. We're going to do a row of onion across the very front. Now, I am in Southwest Ohio. Long day onions or intermediate or neutral, day neutral onion are the type onions that I grow. We'll see if I can make any of these onion work. I just knew they couldn't stay in my indoor grow space any longer because I needed that space for other things. So we'll get Walla Walla going on this side. Let me put a little more fertilizer close to the edge. Now, the only bad thing about me getting out here and planting now, there's only one bad thing, y'all. That means I have to come out here and take care of it. Now, I don't necessarily get outside too often in the winter. But y'all see how easy I pull that apart? I just pull them right apart. And they've been in my indoor grow space, y'all, doing their own thing, taking care of business indoors. But I'm going to see what we can get it to do outdoors. And again, if they die, no great loss, y'all, because I was going to get rid of that container anyway. For onion, you want to bury the wiry roots and just a little bit of the white. That's it. You don't want to bury too deep. And if they look a little tired and droopy, y'all just wait for it. They'll stand back up. I am growing onion indoor in my indoor green stalks. And so that's going to be something fun to really enjoy here shortly. I have onions growing in there. I have, what else do I have in there? I have broccoli growing indoors, cabbage growing in, not cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, beans, cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers, lettuce. Y'all, we got a nice indoor garden going. And we're trying to get an earlier start in this outdoor garden as well. So, again, we may be pushing the limits too much. Maybe I shouldn't even show this video because if it's a flop, I wouldn't want you to see it, but I'll show you everything, which I've always done. And when I put this bed in here, one of the things I talked about was being able to start my garden earlier and to garden later as well in the season. I think the back end is going to be an easier thing to do in the fall, being able to grow longer in the fall. But coming in on the front end, y'all, I'm not sure about this, but we're going to give it a try. And onion are not really my main crop. That's not why I really got out here. I really got out here because of the brassicas. That's what I really want to grow out here. But I said, hey, let's give these onion a try. So I'm not saying go outside and plant your brassicas in Ohio. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying go out in Ohio and plant your onion. Y'all don't do this. This is an experiment, okay? Somebody will come back and say, well, Kim told me it's okay to plant outside. Not for Southwest Ohio, not Zone 6B. It's too early, y'all. It's too early. But we just playing around a little bit. And we have this greenhouse cover from Vego Garden on this bed that's hopefully going to help bring the temperature in this space up to handle these cool season crops. So remember what I said. If you don't have the right type of system, it's way too early. Way too early. And it still may be too early for me, but we're going to give it a try. That's my disclaimer. I gave it to you. So y'all don't come back and say, Kim said. Kim did not say. Kim said we're experimenting. That's what Kim said. Kim just likes to play in the dirt. Let me stop talking about myself in third person. I like to play in the dirt. And it was warm enough outside to play in the dirt. So that's what I did. And I was going to just throw these away anyway. So there was nothing lost here. So let me finish getting the onion in, and then I will bring you back and we'll talk about what else we're going to get in here, especially with these brassicas. Okay, so I got the onion in the front. So there's 3 different varieties. I got Walla Walla here, yellow Spanish, and Utah Spanish. I didn't have enough to go all the way across, so that's okay. And I went ahead and started putting some of the cabbage over there, and I forgot to turn the camera back on, but it's on now. For this next row, so I'm working kind of like the square foot garden method, y'all. So I can put 1 brassica per 1 foot square. And I'm going to roughly measure this in. I'm not going to actually get my little square out to do it. And so, can you even see? I think you can. I'm going to put 1 there. I'm going to put 1 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there we go. So I can put 6 plants across. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I kind of know where I want to put it. The next thing that I need to do I'm going to add a little more fertilizer directly to the place where I'm going to be planting, just to make sure there's plenty of fertilizer in that spot. I'm going to mix that in, and then we're going to come right behind this, y'all, with our Mykos. You want your Mykos to actually touch your plants. So I got 4 spots. And I have 4 cauliflowers. And we'll put 1 cauliflower in each one of these spots. And I only have 1 type of cauliflower because guess what? The rest of these are growing indoors already. So these are my early white cauliflower. I've already shared a picture with you, so kind of see what it's going to look like. I have 2 plants growing together. I'm separating them by just gently pulling them apart. I'll put 1 in each one of these spots here, just like that. And when I go to put it in the ground, I'm going to bury it roughly to the depth it already was. I'm going to press it down just a little bit. And y'all, that's it. And hopefully they survive. Hopefully they survive. And if not, again, y'all, that's okay. Trial and error. This is our experiment, trial and error. All right, the first 2 rows are in. Now we're going to move to the other side and work on the back 2 rows. So I've moved over to the other side, y'all, and we're going to get this side planted up as well. And we are not going to lose all of this organic matter. We're just going to mix it in, y'all, and let it compost right here in place. So we are going to work on purple broccoli back here. And it don't look unhappy either, to be honest with you. Organic fertilizer, which I'm running low on, y'all. I have to get some more. I've been using it all winter long indoors. Only got 6 plants, so I've got 6 spots. Mixing it in. And y'all, even though I know I'm out of season, this process is still the same if I was in season. I would do the exact same thing. I would add my organic fertilizer. I would mix it in. I would add my Mykos. I would put the plant roots right on top of the Mykos. The exact same process, y'all. Purple magic going in. 2 right there, 2 right here, and 2 right there. Just like with the other one, we're going to split them in half. Put 1 in each spot. Now today, y'all, we are in a metal raised bed, but I grow in green stalks, metal raised beds, and I have both 11-inch and 17-inch metal raised beds from Vego Garden, and this is Vego Garden. And I still grow in pots and grow bags, so I grow a lot of different ways. So I still grow in containers, I grow vertically, and raised beds. I like to mix it up. I am planting my broccoli a little deeper because they got a little leggy on me. They're a little long. I don't like how long they are. But they are in their purple magic, y'all. Purple magic. Now we're going to slide on down to this other end, and I'm going to plant out the rest of the cabbage. And then, y'all, this bed will be done. And all of this right here, all of this matter, y'all, I'm just going to lay it in between my plants and let it continue to decompose. I just needed to know where to put the plants. That's why I moved it all out the way. So I got everything in here, y'all. It's all in here. I laid that other, the plants that were dying, I laid them down so they can continue to compost in place. We got onions, broccoli, cabbage, and cauliflower ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and close the backside, but we still need to water this in. All right, I got her all buckled in on both sides, on the back side and the sides over here. I decided to leave one of the air vents open on one side. I closed it on the other side. And before I let the front down here, y'all, we need to water this in. And I am going to water it nicely because this bed hasn't had water in it in several months because it's been closed up. I mean, there's a little water coming up from the bottom, from the groundwater, and a little bit coming in on the sides where, you know, some rain did get in and maybe some of the snow got in. But we're going to water it in nicely, and then we're going to close it up and come back and check on it in about a week. So it's all watered in, y'all. It's all ready to go for this experiment to see just how quickly we can get outside at Kim's Cozy Corner for this upcoming season. Y'all, we are in mid-February, and I shouldn't be outside with my cool season crops until the end of March. Let's see what happens. Hope you enjoyed the video. Come back and check me out real soon. Bye.